Hello guys and welcome back to my channel. Last weekend I was watching this HBO miniseries about Chernobyl that everyone has been speaking so much about the last couple of weeks. And I must say, I understand why. I've pushed through like all episodes in like a day. Everything about it was great. I mean the acting, the scenery, the feeling of dread and gloom in the air. I can't recommend it enough and I can't even remember when I saw something this good. This might even come close to C.CROCHET Road to Redemption. I mean, not really, nothing comes close to Shawshank, but you know what I'm saying, it was a really good series, and if you have a chance to check it out, I mean, take it, you won't regret it. It was hours well spent. I mean, I was so inspired that I decided to make something. I gave it a quick think, and I decided to make a nuclear sign coaster or a patch. And then I remembered I already made a nuclear patch or a nuclear coaster before, and that was several years ago. It looks like this. But that was back when I didn't count the stitches, and I kind of winged it. Even if I counted these stitches, it wouldn't be like a viable pattern, since, I mean, it could be 2 more stitches here, and then I compensated on the next row. And also you can see I used what I call the back side out here, or the inside out, because this is like the ugly side of the double crochet stitch is on the outside here. For some reason I thought that looked better back then. So if I wanted to recreate this now, I had to do it from scratch, which I did. And it took a while, since I kind of have to perfect everything. So I kind of started with something that looked like this. It's not really straight, it's not really good. I'm going the wrong way on some rows here, as you can see, at least for my liking. So that one was my first attempt without kind of counting, and then I made this. Looks a bit better. I kind of realized what I had to do here to get the jaggedness out, but still I wasn't really happy since it kind of doesn't really line up here or here, and it looks kind of jagged still. So I kept on making them using my scrap yarn, and you can see for each iteration it gets kind of a bit better and a bit better and a bit better. And now I'm kind of set on this design. This, as far as I'm concerned, looks the best so far. There's kind of still a small issue, like here it kind of looks bendy here, but I mean the math works out, so this should be as good as it gets, I think. So it's this version I'm going to be showing you today. And obviously you can use any colors you want. I used these colors because I had a lot of scrap yarn of gray and white and green and white. So the things we're going to need for today's tutorial, we're going to need some yarn, 2 colors. I'm using the same scrap yarn as I did on this one. Well, I mean, this is not scrap yarn, but leftover yarn from other projects. So there will be that gray and this white. They are from the same manufacturer. It's standard number 1. I will put a link in the description to the yarn. But you can use any yarn you want, as long as it fits the needle you're using and as long as they are the same thickness, kind of. Because otherwise one side will be thicker than the other and that will warp the patch or coaster. I'm using a crochet hook, as always, my 3.5 hook, since it fits the yarn. You're gonna need a pair of scissors to cut stuff, and some standard needles, just to attach the ends in the end. I'm gonna start off with a white yarn, and I'm gonna make a magic circle. And on this magic circle, I'm gonna chain 3. I place the tail here on this side. I yarn over and I make a double crochet around the tail and in the magic circle. Now these 3 chains will act as our first double crochet, so now we have 2 double crochets in this magic circle. And now we're going to go ahead and make 10 more double crochet for a total of 12 in the round. That's our 12th stitch there. Let's do a quick count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, we have 12. Now we hold it like this. We're going to close it a bit. Oh yeah, and actually forgot, we're not going to make the full 12. We're going to stop right before the last step here, right here. We just redid the last stitch. Now I have 11 in the magic circle, and for the 12th, I just gonna fix this. For the 12th, I yarn over, go through, and I go through the first time, and here I make a pause, and I'm gonna introduce the gray yarn, because we're gonna change color in this last stitch here. So we take the gray yarn, and from this is going to be the outside, so from behind here, place the tail, and I go through with the gray yarn. And I pull this tighter a bit. Now we're going to slip stitch in the top chain in the 3 chains we made in the beginning. Just like that. That was our first row. Now we are going to go around this circle, and we're going to make an increase with single crochet in each stitch all the way around. So first I chain 1, this is going to act as 1 single crochet, and then I put a single crochet in the same stitch. Now we have a chain plus a single crochet in the first stitch, and then I continue making single crochet increases, and that's 2 single crochet in the same stitch all the way around. And that will bring the row total for this row from 12 up to 24. One increase in each. And I think I'm going to skip ahead here, but I will meet you here when we're back at the beginning again. And here now in our last stitch, we put the last increase. Like so. And we slip stitch in the chain here that we made in the beginning. A bit tighter perhaps, here to close the row. That's our second row. And now for our third, this is going to be a bit trickier, because now we're going to chain 1, we're going to turn, and we're going to make a single crochet here in the first stitch. And on this single crochet, we're also going to change color to white. And in this project, we're not going to carry the yarn with us and work it in. We're going to cut it every time we change color and leave a tail of like 2 inches, 3 inches. Because we're going to have a lot of cleanup to do in the end. We have to tie all the ends together, and we have to tighten everything. And that won't be possible if we work it in. So I'm just going to measure out like that, 2, 3 inches with my fingers. I'll take my scissors, and I'm going to cut it off. And I'm going to move it up to here. And once again, I leave like 2 inches, 3 inches. And we change color. And this row is going to be single crochet all the way around. So we're going to still be at 24 at the end of the row. But the thing is, on this row, we're going to start changing color back and forth. So now I change color to white, as you can see. And I'm going to make 4 single crochet with the white. Then we're going to change color again and make 4 single crochet with the gray, and back to white and back to gray, and so on. So this is the first 4 with the white. 2, 3, and 4. And now we're going to cut this gray, and we move it to here. Leave like 2 inches. Change color, and now we're going to make 4 stitches with the gray, single crochet that is, so 2, 3, and 4. And yeah, you catch my drift. We keep changing 4 single crochet each, then change color again. And I'm going to meet you at the end here, because I'm going to show you how to close this. And now we're at the end here, and I changed color for the last time. And since we made one chain, one single crochet up here, we're only going to make 2 single crochet, because there should only be 2 stitches left here. So we make the one here, and the second here, and the last stitch. And that should bring you, so it's kind of tricky to, you kind of want to put a stitch here as well, but that's not really a stitch, that's the starter stitch. So this is all we're going to make here. So we're going to try to find at the top the little chain here that we made in the beginning. Can be kind of tricky depending on how hard you made it. I think I found it there, you see. And we're going to slip stitch into that to close this row. And that will kind of close the gap that was here a second ago. See? Kind of, you can not really even see that it's a joint there. So that's what we want. So that was row 3. Now we're going to start to double crochet again. And we're also going to turn, I think. Yeah, we're going to turn. So we're going to chain 3. We're going to turn. And we are going to put an increase in this first stitch, but we're going to do it from the other side here. We're going to leave these 3 chains here as they are, and you're going to act as our first double crochet. And we're going to yarn over, and we're going to start in the next stitch, and we're going to make an increase. So start here, and we make the increase. And now in our last stitch here of the gray, we're going to make a regular double crochet, no increase. And we're also going to change color to white. There we go. And we're going to start off with a regular double crochet. Then in the next 2 stitches, we're going to make an increase in each. That's our first increase. And here's our second increase. And that leaves 1 stitch here, and in that stitch we're going to make a regular double crochet, but we're going to make a pause here, and we're going to change back to gray. So each of these patches should increase from 4 to 6 with regular double crochet, increase, increase, regular double crochet. And in the color change here, we're going to change to gray, and we're going to make the same here on the gray, then we're going to change to white and make the same thing here as here. So that's going to be the same pattern all the way around. So double crochet, increase, increase, double crochet, and color change. So I will meet you again up here and we're gonna end when we're gonna end the lap. And here we are in our last color change. And I'm gonna first make the single double crochet here, or sorry, the 1 double crochet in the first stitch. And now we're out of stitches. But if you remember, we made double crochet, increase, increase, double crochet. And up here we started with just the chains alone here. And we did that on purpose because now we're going to make a double crochet here in the same stitch as the chains. And that will create an increase with the chains in that stitch. There we go. And now we can slip stitch in this top chain here to close the row. So that was our 4th row. You can see the start here now. The white patches here is starting to take shape. And now for row 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we are gonna keep on in a similar manner. So we start with chain 3, and then we make a double crochet in the next stitch. Then we put our increase in the stitch after that. and that leaves one stitch in this patch, and we make a regular double crochet in that stitch, and we're going to change color to white. And the white here. And with this white, we're going to make one double crochet here in the first stitch, then an increase in the next, then 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 in each, 2, then an increase, followed by 1 double crochet in the last stitch. And we're also going to change color to gray. And that's going to be our pattern all the way around here for each of these patches. So to recap, it's a double crochet, 1 increase, 2 double crochet, 1 increase, 1 double crochet, and a color change. And keep going like that all the way around up to here. And I'm going to pick the video up here again and show you how to close this. And now here we are at the last color change. You should now have 2 stitches left here in the gray patch. In those 2 stitches, we're going to make a regular double crochet first, followed by an increase in the last stitch. And on this row, the 3 chains we made is going to act as a lone double crochet. So we're not making anything in this stitch here. There we go, that was the completed row. So we go through the top chain here and slip stitch to close. There we go. That was row 5. Now for row 6, we are once again going to continue in a similar fashion. We're going to chain 3. That's going to act as our first double crochet. Then we're going to put on double crochet in the next stitch. Then an increase in the next. Followed by 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 in each. And we're going to change color on the last one here. Go to here. Then we are going to make 2 double crochet, 1 in each, the next 2 stitches, 1 increase in the next, followed by 2 regular double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 in each, followed by an increase, followed by 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 in each, and a color change on the last one. So that's going to be the pattern for this row. For each patch, it's going to be double crochet, increase, double crochet, increase, double crochet. And then a color change. So just like on the previous rows, I'm just going to keep working the circle, and I'm going to meet you in the color change here on the last one, and I'll show you how to tie this row up. And I'll see you there. And now we're up to here after the color change, and we're just going to finish this row off. And it's going to be in the same fashion as before on this row. We're going to make 2 double crochet in the first 2 stitches here, and then an increase in the last stitch here of the row. Just like that. And then we're going to slip stitch in the top chain here of the 3 chains we made, just like on the other rows. Like that. So that was row 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and now for row 7. This is going to be our last row with double crochet, And also our last row where we'll build the patches. And it's kind of similar to the other ones. We're going to start off by chaining 3. That's going to act as our first double crochet. Then we're going to make two double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 in each. So 1 and a 2, followed by an increase in the next stitch. Followed by 2 double crochet in the next 2 stitches, 1 in each. And on this second and last one, we're going to change color to white. And it could be a good idea to somewhat tighten these already in this stage if it's too loose like that one was. And with the white now, we're going to make two double crochet, one in each for the next 2 stitches. Like that. And then we're going to make an increase. And then we're going to make 2 double crochet. And now, sorry, we're going to make 4 double crochet in the next 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then we're going to make an increase in the next stitch. And we should be left with 2 stitches, and we're going to make 1 double crochet in each of them. We're going to change color on the last. So that's going to be our pattern for each patch on this row. So just to recap, it's double crochet, increase, 4 double crochet, increase, 2 double crochet. So 2, increase 4, increase 2. And then a color change. And we're going to work that pattern all the way around up to here. And once again, I'm going to meet you here, and we're going to finish off the row. Here we are now at the end, and I've made a color change. And to end this row, we are going to make 2 double crochet, 1 increase, and then 1 double crochet. And then we're going to slip stitch. So we start with the 2 double crochet in the first 2 stitches. So 1 and a 2. Now we're going to increase here in the third. And then we make a regular double crochet here in our last stitch. And then once again we slip stitch in the top chain here. Now all of our patches here are complete, and we are going to finish this with a row of single crochet. And we are going to increase in every 12th stitch. And we are going to let this first one here be an increase. So we're going to start by chaining 1. That's going to act as our first single crochet. And then we're going to single crochet in our same stitch to create the increase. So that will pose as our first increase. And now we're going to make 11 regular single crochet in the next 11 stitches. And then we're going to make our next increase. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And then in our 12th here we make an increase, and then we restart the count. Now we're going to make 11 more up to here, and then an increase. Then we start 11 increase, 11 increase, and 11 increase all the way around. And it's going to be just same. So once again, I'm going to skip ahead now, and I'm going to meet you again here and show you how to close the row. And I'm coming up to the end here, and I've made 8 since the last increase. So this should line up perfectly with 9, 10, and then our 11th here in the last stitch, and there we go, we're here at the end. And now we could slip stitch, close this, but I think I'm just gonna leave this open and instead cut the arm pull through, and then with the needle, like I usually do. If you checked my other videos, I usually make a few passes with the needle instead to pull it together up here. I think it looks better than a slip stitch, but it's up to you. And that is this one complete. And as you can see, it's kind of jagged now, and this looks nothing like the one I showed you before, right? So what's up with that? It's because we have to tighten everything now. That's what's going to make the magic here, and it's going to close all of these, at least a bit. Since we cut both colors on each pass, we should end up with pairs like this. 1 pair, 2 pair, 3, 4, and 5 pair for each, one for each row. And if you watched my Pac-Man tutorial, this is going to be the same process. We're just going to start off by tightening each one. Then we're going to move over to the next two. We're going to tighten, let go, tighten, let go, tighten, let go, and so on and so forth, all the way down here. And then we turn it, and we can see that now it's much more closed than this one, since we tightened this one. We might have to do this once or twice till it looks all right. There we go, you can see now it's really starting to close here. Now it's almost a straight line, and that's what we want. So when we see that straight line, we're gonna put this down, and we're gonna kind of, not gently, a bit harder than gently, tie each pair off like this. Then we move on to the next. Make sure they're tight, and then once again semi-tightly make a knot here in the second pair. Then same thing for the third pair. Make sure they're tight. Then we make a semi-hard knot. Same thing for the next pair. And then the same thing for the last pair. And the last pair is the one with the single crochet here. So that's not going to be able, we're not going to be able to tighten that one as much as the double crochet. But we can still tighten it a bit. There we go. As you can see, the line now is almost perfectly straight here. That's what we're after, and it looks much better than these jagged ones. So just keep going the same way, all around the circle. Take each pair, tighten, tighten, tie, tighten, tighten, tie, and then all the way down here to the center. Yeah, for each one. And I'm just going to do this off camera because it's much quicker, and I'm going to show you what it looks like when I have tied every one of these pairs off, and we're going to look at the center after that. So I'm going to meet you here in just a few seconds. There we go. Now I've tied off every single one of these pairs. Now we're going to start to hide the threads and put in the finishing touches. And one of the first things we're going to do, like I said, is to close the center here, because we can see through it now and we don't want that. So we're going to close that and attach this tail. And it's super easy to close this. You just take hold and then you pull. Don't pull too hard, because then it might actually break. That has happened to me before, and that's very infuriating when that happens here in the end. There we go. Just pull it till it's closed, and try to keep it like that while threading the needle. There we are. And to hold this closed, I usually just make a few passes like this. And when I come back around here, I go through the loop I just made to make a small knot. And then I keep it tight and I pull the knot closed. Like like that, and then I make a second pass in roughly the same place without getting stuck. And I do the same thing again. And a knot. And then I work it in. Because now it's tied off, so now it's just a matter of hiding it. And I just work it in like this. That will go nowhere. And then I pull it a bit. I take my scissors and I cut off the rest here. And put it into the circle. Now the center is closed. And I saw here I had one pair left here that I forgot. Just gonna semi-tighten that so that not the gray doesn't show through on the white like that. And then I'm gonna tie this off as well. Just by tying them together. Next thing to look at is this last stitch up here. Like I said, I prefer the method where I pull through here and then make a few passes between these two stitches. I think that looks better than just a slip stitch on the last one. So I'm gonna do that. Just thread the needle. Then we go through this chain here that we made in the start. I'm gonna push a needle through here, and you see it's closing already. And then we go through the last stitch here. Up here we don't want to pull this too tight because we don't want to create a pinch up here. We just want to make these stitches, these passes we make now. This is kind of going to look like a stitch when you look at it. So we don't want to make too many passes and we don't want to pull it too tight. We just wanted to keep this together. Something like that. You can see it's almost invisible up here now, where the seam is. And once we have those passes, we are just going to make a small loop here on the back side to hold this in place. Oh shit, I forgot. So I forgot. So we're going to try again. Make the loop. There we go. And then I go through the loop to create a knot. And then I pull through or pull it through the whole way. And then we're just going to work it in because now it's held in place by the loop and a knot. Work it down here, and then we're going to cut it off. Now we fix the center and we fix the edge up here. So now all that's left to do is to hide all these edges. And I know, or all these tails. And I know it's a mess and this is going to take a while. But what I try to do is thread the needle with one tail at a time. And then I work the gray ones in on the gray side and the white ones in on the white side. So if we start with gray here, I'm just gonna go through a few here because these are already tied off, so we don't really have to make any loops or knots. All we have to do is just make sure they're not in the way and that they lie flat in the work. And then we take the white pair, or sorry, the white one in the pair. And we do the same thing, we just go through here and push this through a few like that, and then we cut it off and pull it in. And then we move to the next pair. Do the same thing, we thread the needle. And we push it through a few stitches here on the white side. Pull it in. and cut it off. And pull it in. Take the grey tail in the pair. Do the same thing. Cut off the tail. And you can see now how clean it looks up here. And that's how it's going to look all the way down. But as you can see, this is a job that's going to take a while. So just keep going down. Grey on the grey side, white on the white side. Work them in as best you can. Yeah. And I'm just going to do this off camera again because this is going to take a while. And I will meet you here in just a second. And there we go. Now it looks like this. Almost all threads have been attached somewhere. And I think it actually turned out alright so far. We might have to twist and bend this a bit to get this in the shape we want, but like I said in the beginning, the math checks out, so it should be pretty much in the shape we want now. So now we only have 2 threads left. Now we have attached all these, and that's the 2 in the middle. And it's the same procedure as everything else. We thread the needle with one tail at a time, and we work the dark tail in some dark patch, like up here. And these are also tied in the middle, so they will go nowhere. It's just to hide the tail and hold it down. And then the white one. That's enough. There we go. Now it is complete. And this is our nuclear sign, or patch, or coaster, or whatever you want to use it for. And this is also very scalable, since this is like from after this row and upwards, it's just a regular circle. And if you want to continue working this out, you don't need to do single crochet in this row. You could do double crochet. Or if you want to keep working with single crochet, you can just keep on going and, you know, add 12 and then increase 12, increase 12, increase in the next row here that we didn't do. So you can scale this up to, I mean, whatever size you want. It's just regular circle manners, so to speak. That was it for this video. I might do a follow-up video to this one where we make a backside or something, or we make something else in the same size and attach them together. We'll see. But yeah, that was it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give this a thumbs up. And if you're new, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps, and you won't miss my next video. Thank you. Bye!